All right, I got a PSA. Once again, I'm coming to you as a creator because I want to talk about what it's been like and some of the lessons I've learned from doing my Bras Off podcast. I'm not a super expert, but I've been speaking and doing a lot of content creation for many, many years. And these are some of the things that I've learned. And today I wanted to talk about trends. F them trends. Trends are going to get you in trouble. And not because some of them aren't helpful, you might not get a temporary boost. But the one thing that I've learned is boring beats trendy every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Okay. I want you as a creator to really focus on the core of what you're doing and do it over and over and over again. Now, I'm not saying don't change anything because as you're doing things over and over, you're going to get better. You're going to like, oh, this works a little bit better than this. This is great. I'm talking about those trends that literally, they're trends, they're fads, they come and go. Oh, you got to use this particular audio and you have to do it this way and have it on this, or, do this angle as a, here and up the nose and you do this dance. That's cute and that might give you a temporary boost, but it also can confuse your folks. Somebody put it to me this way. I got to give him credit. Chris Cerrone gave this example and he used Game of Thrones. Now, I'm going to screw up some of the details of this, but I watched Game of Thrones, but I ended up watching it mostly after all the episodes aired. But we know Game of Thrones came out on HBO Sundays at, depending on your time zone, 9 p.m. Okay. You knew as a hardcore Game of Thrones fan, Sundays at 9 p.m., here comes my show. Is it you knew the theme song, you knew what was coming, you knew how the format was produced, and there's a comfort in that because we as consumers like consistency. Trends and fads are cute, but consistency is even better. Okay. So I want you to really think about what are the elements that you want to keep consistent in your content. For me, we have a consistent format that we follow for our show. It's the hey, we're welcome, there's banter. We do kind of a social media or a pop culture moment. We introduce the topic, we get into the meat of the topic, we have takeaways and calls to action. That's how the format goes. I also make sure that my show goes out Tuesdays every week or every other week, but we're moving to every week. So you're going to see a Bras Off episode pop up Tuesdays at the exact same time every single week. So that way your audience gets into a rhythm of consuming your content. I remember this past season of Dancing with the Stars, there was a creator that I followed who's also a former ballroom dancer, and I knew it would be like X amount of hours after the show aired, his commentary would come up, and I would look forward and search for it when it was time. That's what you want your audience to do. You want to be so boring and predictable that they know exactly when to find you, what time to find you, what to expect. And it kind of gives you that, like, those comfort, what do you call them? Endorphins, juju, I don't know the word, whatever. It gives you that comfort piece of knowing that, hey, my show is coming on, or I can't wait to hear this week's social media moment, or whatever it is that you do. So trends are great. And I'm not saying we can't learn from things and we can't change what we do, but be as consistent as possible. And that helps people really get to connect with you. And that's what our content is all about, right? Connection and having a group of raving fans who love and consume your stuff. So that's my tip.